Hello, hello, friends. Hello and welcome. Welcome into the craft room. My name is Susan and this is Revive DIY and Upcycled Designs by Sue. I am so glad you're joining me for this fun project. I am in the craft room, as you can see, and we are going to be doing an ink project tonight. I have this old apron that I've had for a while, and I have this adorable transfer that I just decided I wanted to put on here because I just think it's super cute. And we're gonna ink it onto the apron so that it will be permanent. I'll be able to wash it. This is so cute. I mean, but did you die? It would be perfect on a workout bag, something like that, but I just think it would be kind of funny. Also, if you put it on an apron, whether I'm using it in the craft room or whether I'm using it in the kitchen, either way, I think it's kind of funny or cute. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. And I have to apologize in advance because yes, you hear fireworks in the background. So they've been going on for a while and I don't know how much longer they're gonna go on, even though it's pretty late where I am. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So I have already placed my apron on a ink mat, if you can see that. I have an ink mat under there because in the event that the ink goes through the material, I don't want it to bleed everywhere. So we're just gonna go ahead and place this. And again, I apologize. It sounds like we're in a war zone, but it's been every night for the last 3 nights so far. So hopefully this is it. This is the last night. And hopefully they'll be done soon because it'll be time for my little buddy to go to bed. And you know, it's kind of hard to sleep when it is a weeknight. So it is actually July 4th when I'm recording this. And the reason why is because I have been hiding a secret from you guys. I am heading out of town to Denver on Wednesday morning for a convention for Chalk Couture. So it's my first in-person convention. I'm so excited. It is such a privilege and a blessing to be able to go. And I am really looking forward to learning and to just meeting people that I've seen online and just, you know, trying to get into that creative atmosphere. I just cannot wait. And Denver is a beautiful location, so I'm not upset about that either. Always wanted to go there. So I have had to pre-record some of these videos for you guys because I don't want to leave y'all hanging just because I'm leaving town for a few days. So anyway, that's why we're doing this tonight on July 4th. Okay, so I have just placed that directly on my apron. I do not need to fuzz it. Even though this is the first time I've ever used this transfer, when you're putting it on a material, you do not need to fuzz it. And that just means putting, you know, fabric on it, making it a little less sticky because these are reusable silk screen transfers. And I'm sure I'm going to do more projects with this. I usually write on the front and back of my transfers just so the front of my transfer and the back of my backer sheet, just so that when I go to put it together, I know that I've done, put it on the right way once it's washed and air dried. So I thought it would be fun. This has like a yellow or kind of like a gold stitching. So I'm gonna, but I want some color. You know me, I gotta have a pop of color. So I'm gonna use Bumblebee and I'm gonna use Couture Coral. Now, because it is ink, that's why I have my apron on too. I like to have a variety. So you'll probably see me wear this apron. I have some other aprons that I'm doing some chalking on that, you know, I like to be able to change things out. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. And I haven't decided if I might just do one letter here or there in the coral and the majority of it. I haven't decided, but we'll just kind of go with it. But this is ink, so you do want to be careful because, especially once it's heat set, but if it gets on anything, it will stain it, unlike our chalk product. But I want to be able to wash this, so I have to use ink. And I love using ink, you guys. It was a little scary to me in the beginning. That's Bumblebee. But once I did it one time, I was hooked. And I was like, oh gosh, I got to be doing this more and more and more. And this is our Couture Coral. So I love both of those colors, and I just think it's going to be really fun. I don't know. Maybe I'll do each word. Yeah, I don't know. We'll start with Bumblebee on the top, and then yeah, I think it might be easier to do that. Okay. So I'm just taking my ink And I have made sure that I placed it down with no bumps, no bubbles, good contact. And like I said, I have my ink mat underneath it. And then we're just gonna go ahead and get our ink on there. I hope that you guys have had a wonderful day. It's always great for me to be able to come on here and share projects with you guys. And I'm hoping that when I come back from convention, I am going to have some even more inspiration, ideas, and be able to pass that along to you guys, because that's one of the reasons I'm going. Somebody is really doing a big show, but I really don't know where it is. We had already made up our mind, you know, it's kind of late on a weeknight. Nobody in my family has to work tomorrow except for me. So I have to be to work at 8 a.m. So we just decided we weren't gonna keep the little guy up that late. He got to see such a great show on Saturday night. And like I said, it was right here in our neighborhood. We didn't even have to leave. We just went out front. But he was super excited. As soon as he started hearing them, I was up here in the craft room getting some things together. And as soon as he heard them going off, he come running, Mama, Mama, fireworks. So I've converted another one. Luckily, he gets excited about it. I think he and I are the only ones that are really excited about fireworks. I would say the oldest and the youngest, but that's not true. My husband's the oldest in the house. I think he said he was watching them on the ones from DC. I do have a niece that lives in DC, right in DC, so I'm sure she's watching them from where she lives. I'm sure that would be really cool and exciting sometime to do. I have not seen them in person in DC ever. My favorite place to watch fireworks, and I am going over this like more than once, just because the fabric does tend to absorb a lot of it, depending on the fabric. And this particular fabric, it's kind of like a denim also. This is definitely denim. This is a harder denim. This is more of a soft denim. Now, the one thing I did not do or get out is a baby wipe for my fingers, because I'm working with the ink. I want to make sure that I don't get any from my fingers onto my material. So I definitely need to have that. My favorite place to watch fireworks though is on the water. It's just something about them reflecting. It's just so neat. And again, you can go over this one time, but if you really wanted it to be a little bit darker, I did choose colors that I thought would, you know, show up really well. And obviously white would be great too. You could just do white and that would be fine. But I can kind of tell that it's soaked in some. So that's why I was going back over it a little bit more, just to make sure I was getting it nice, and I want to be able to see it well. So this is one of those funny, we have several really funny kitchen sayings, or cute kitchen sayings, funny, I don't know what you want to say, like ones that said, would eat here again, with like a star rating, like it was, you know, a Google or a Yelp review. Oh my goodness, y'all. Also, ones like, many have eaten here, few have died, something like that. You know, those are just fun. They would be super fun to put on an apron. So if you ever think you want to try ink, you should, because it's really not as scary as you think it would be. And it's just super cute. You could do them on dish towels. Trying to think some of the other fun ones. Oh, why do they want dinner every night? You know, that's another one. I'm going to see if this will take a little bit more, or if we're done. Might be done. Might be as thick as or as dark as I can make it. I feel bad for people with dogs though, because we knew the other night, the people who did the show the other night have warned everyone. But I know, for example, my neighbors' dogs really get anxious. We're lucky, as long as ours is inside, he does pretty good with it. It doesn't bother him too much. He gets a little unnerved if he was outside. We were watching him on the back porch the other day, and I think it was starting to bother him. We just brought him inside. He was okay. I'll never forget his first year that we had gotten him. We had just gotten him 2 years ago on Father's Day. And so then, you know, within 2 weeks, I think within that first week, we had a really bad thunderstorm. And that scared him quite a bit. And then, you know, I mean, he was only like a 6 or 8 week old little puppy. And then, you know, within a couple weeks after he got here, it was 4th of July. So I'm sure he was like, what in the world are y'all doing to me? I don't know if I like it here or not, because he came pretty much from a farm out in the country. And he was probably thinking, what did I get myself into? And he went hiding. I remember he went hiding under my oldest son's bed. Poor baby. Felt bad for him. Okay, it's calmed down a little bit. Maybe that was it, y'all. Nope. Spoke too soon. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and peel this back. Now our ink is a little more forgiving than the chalk paste, so you don't have to rush to get it off of there, but I am gonna go ahead and peel it back from that section that I just did. Can you guys see that? Now it did bleed a little bit here, and the reason I think it bled is because I went a couple times on it. So you definitely should stay in one direction and try not to over manipulate your, but I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna fret over it, y'all. It is what it is. I usually suggest you go right to left or up and down, not both, with your ink, so that stuff like that doesn't happen. But sometimes it does. I still think it's gonna be cute. Excuse me. Those are the ones I don't like, where they sound like a gunshot. And you feel the reverberation. Excuse me, I have a little tickle in my throat and it's not going away. I hope that you guys had a good 4th. It's hard to believe. Halfway through the summer already. I hope you guys will forgive me for not being on here live. Just will not have the opportunity. I have to work all day tomorrow, and then I fly out first thing Wednesday morning. I will try to pop on live just from my location, sharing a few little things with you guys, but obviously I will not be able to share products with you. have any of my supplies or my stuff. I am excited. We get to do make and take, or create and take, or I don't know what it is. It's something like that. It's called something like that. But basically we'll get a project, a brand new project that will be offered in the next catalog release, which is the middle of July. Just in case you're wondering, you can put that on your calendars. It is July 14th. And we will have a new catalog release. So we're gonna learn about that stuff while we're there. And we get to do one project that we will get to take with us. That will be something that's gonna be offered in that. I'm always excited about that. Chance to get to create. And it'll probably be fairly simple because I will be using all Chalk Couture products and not adding any embellishments or things like that. So it'll probably be one of my more simple things. We do have, I think, I need to look it up because I haven't shared with you guys yet, but for the month of July, we are offering like 3 or 4 different kits, all-inclusive kits, and they're all like either 30 or 40% off. Usually they're 20% off for a kit, but we are offering some specials this month that I'm gonna share with you guys so that you can see what's going on. But that is the ultimate way that's the best way to get your hands on Chalk Couture product, because then you get everything you need to complete your project in one kit for one price, and it's usually a very reasonable price. Plus you get the squeegee, everything you need, the squeegee, the paste, the surface, the transfer, and it's reusable, you guys. The reusable silk screen transfers. Remember, you can use our transfers with ink like I'm doing tonight. You can use it with chalk paste. I can do another project with this with just chalk paste, right? Wouldn't this be fun? This would be a fun sign to make. Could even have it maybe at work. I don't know. Or if you have a gym or a workout facility, that would be fun. But you can use it with ink, with chalk paste, and with etching cream. I haven't done anything with etching cream in a while, but I do need to do a project. And I have a brand new thing that I've learned that we can do with our transfers. So it would involve ink, but it would be super fun. And I do want to share a project with that. Maybe I'll do it when I get back. I will try my best to come back on here live in person the first day I'm back in town doing a project, share with you guys. And I will miss it because I love coming on here and creating with you guys. To me, this is like the ultimate thing to do. To be coming on and crafting with my friends. Sharing ideas, inspiring you, and getting to create something cute in the process. There we go. Like I said, I went over that twice just because I felt like the fabric was really absorbing it a lot. So if I get any bleeds, that's why, because I was over manipulating it. But usually with ink, all you need to do is one thin layer on most fabrics or textiles. So the favorite part, you guys, peel and reveal. I will wash that in the sink with cool water when I'm done with the live, but you guys, tell me how cute that is. Isn't that adorable? But did you die? I think that is super cute. I like the colors. They really pop off of there. I think that really makes it nice. I only have the one little error right there. Now, I will let this And I really don't think you're going to notice it that much. I might even try to see if I can clean it up any before. I will need to let it dry. It will take 24 hours. We suggest 24 to 48 hours to let it dry. You can speed it up with an air dryer or a heat gun or whatever or a blow dryer to speed it up, but I don't usually do it. I usually just let it sit, and then I will heat set it at some point after that. I have a heat press, so that's how I'll do it, but you can do it with an iron just as easily. So that's what I got for you tonight, guys. I hope you like this. And this transfer is actually still available. Let me just look. I did check before I came on to share it. It is actually, it's on sale, you guys. It is on sale for $13.49 right now. So as long as supplies last, this will be out there. If you wanted to grab yourself one, it would make a cute sign. It would make a cute t-shirt, sweatshirt. It would be cute on a gym bag or tote bag. It would just be cute in lots of different ways. So if you wanted to give that a try, that transfer is out there. And then just choose a color ink. We have multiple color inks you can choose from, or choose a chalk paste color, whatever you'd like. But I hope you like this project. Thank you so much for joining me, letting me come into your world for just a little while. If you would hit that heart button, I would certainly appreciate it. And don't forget to sprinkle so you can be entered into my giveaway at the end of the month, okay? All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Until then, be safe, be healthy, and be blessed.